Alright, now we're gonna be reacting to The Internet Hates Chibi Reviews. And this video is made by I'm Still Corin. So, let's get over with.
Guys, the internet is not your friend, and some things do not need to be discussed on it. So recently, a new drama or hot topic, whatever you want to call it, has emerged in the past 24 hours, and it's all centered around the anime YouTuber Chibi Reviews. Now, if you've never heard of Chibi before, he's basically a YouTuber who at one point in time used to do a lot of reviews on anime, but now he just kind of covers whatever hot topic he wants to talk about in anime or whatever rant he wants to go on. Well, 2 days ago, he would upload a video titled I Lost Everything, where in the video he would explain that he found out that not only is his fiance cheating on him, but she was cheating on him with his best friend of 10 years.
I discovered my fiance cheating on me with my best friend of 10 years. I confronted her about this, and she apologized. I, being with her already for multiple years, and then finding out my best friend, so much betrayal. There was moments where he was hurting years ago with COVID, and I gave him money for he could have bills paid and his family wouldn't have to worry. I cared for him. He said he was moving down here in a few months, and I now know why he wanted to. What I will say, I lost a lot.
And I think we can all agree, just hearing this situation at face value sounds so grimy. Imagine your best friend, your day one homie. You randomly find out that this person has been plotting on your girl, your fiance, your soon-to-be wife, and they are having an affair behind your back while they are smiling in your face. Not only that, he is planning to move where you're living at, and you're thinking, oh man, I'm gonna get to spend so much more time with my day one homie. That situation's enough to make anyone's chest hurt. But the craziest part wasn't just the fact that his fiance and his best friend were having an affair behind his back. No, the craziest part is that Chibi would go on to reveal that his entire social circle, his entire group of friends that he games with, they knew about this the entire time and they just didn't care.
I did what anyone probably would reasonably do. I wanted to confide in someone. Not really. I go to my gaming friend group that I've known just as long as my best friend that my fiance cheated with. I talk with them, and they straight up, they admit to me they don't care, basically, what my used-to-be best friend did. They prefer gaming with him, and I thought these guys were my friends. I did. And they more or less, they just cared about gaming with him, and they didn't care about everything. They're completely okay with everything. And so, more or less, I lost my whole friend group. My best friend that I basically called a brother.
This has got to be one of the most cursed experiences I've ever heard. Like, this literally sounds like something out of some messed up movie. I think we can all agree that if we were in this situation, we would hate it. We would literally hate to be in this situation. And because of that, a lot of people tend to have sympathy for people who are in poor situations. So you would imagine that after Chibi uploaded this video, seeing how many views it got, how hot of a topic this became, that a lot of people would be flooding him with sympathy. Well, not really. Actually, actually the exact opposite happened. Because while Chibi's community would go on to send him sympathy, many people online would actually celebrate that this happened to him, even going on to congratulate his friend group, his best friend, and his fiance. And you might be saying to yourself, Corin, what type of evil world are we living in? Why would people be celebrating that this happened to this person? Well, the thing is, Chibi Reviews isn't really that
What an
liked
asshole.
online. In fact, he's actually one of the most hated anime content creators in the entire anime scene. So let's go over some of the biggest reasons why people don't like Chibi Reviews and why it might make more sense that people would be very, very happy that this happened to him. Number one, Chibi Reviews is a lolly defender. Now, if you don't know what lolly is, it is
Lolly
a Japanese
defender?
trope that is seen in anime and manga that
that's
depicts
why.
young female characters. These characters are always made to look like children, even if on special occasions where they're actually not children, they are still depicted to look like children. And almost always, lolly characters are sexualized in some way. I think you understand where this is going. Yeah, many people have criticized this trope heavily because it's quite literally one step before CP, yet Chibi has made it his brand to be the figurehead of lolly defenders, to talk about how much he loves lolly. Chibi loves lolly so much that he even talks about his favorite lollies of the season, which is a crazy statement to say out loud.
And I found my lolly of the season. Naru, so fucking cute, but so is Hina. Oh!
Disgusting. Literally
I don't know
disgusting.
who the hell
and
these
as
guys
horrible of an argument as it is, I know there's going to be at least one person who says, okay, well, they're not real kids. They're not, they're fictional characters.
Yeah, but what if you sexualize kids in real life and thinking it's not like the real person? What if these guys did that? I'm sure hell the government weren't gonna let it slide. I don't think FBI will let that slide either. I've seen in lolly FBI photos when I was in 8th grade. So, these videos prove the fact.
Is it really that bad? Well, for all legal purposes, this is an alleged tweet from Chibi Reviews where he goes on to say, went to Walmart today and saw some cute lollies, which honestly made my day, LOL. So you tell me, viewer,
What?
is it actually that bad? Because I don't think you can go to Walmart and find random cartoon little girls out there, so I can only imagine he's talking about one other thing, and that's the real thing. And even if the character isn't explicitly a lolly or explicitly looks like a child, Chibi always finds a way to coincidentally sexualize an underage character. A little while ago, he was receiving backlash for his comments towards the character Amo from Gachi Yakuda. Chibi would upload this image saying she looks very happy, and this other one of Amo
She
in a
looks
compromising
insane.
position
She looks
saying
like a
what a
lunatic.
character design. For context, in the show Gachi Yakuda, Amo is like a 13-year-old girl who was sold away by her mother and is repeatedly sexually abused by a grown man. The first image that Chibi uploaded is literally the sequence where Amo is being sexually abused by this
No wonder why his fiance was cheating on him with somebody else. That explains it.
grown man, and she's trying to process it in her child mind. The second image is quite literally after the act is done and Amo is laying there trying to understand what just happened. And this goes back to what I was talking about when I said a lot of people don't like Chibi because he's a lolly defender. Because on top of him being a lolly defender, Chibi intentionally goes out his way to find depictions of underage characters being sexually abused or, just in very inappropriate situations and highlight it on his platform. And because he's never been charged with anything, I won't put any allegations on him, but what I will say is I have never seen a single person online that has been defending lolly or, is into this weird, lolly stuff and they don't like the real thing. There's a part in Chibi's I Lost Everything video where he went on to say this.
I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes. I know. I piss people off. I annoy them.
If I didn't give you the context as to what Chibi
Yeah, that's me when I was into like a huge drama back a couple of years ago. But at least I didn't piss people off.
actually does, you would think he's just a normal guy who's just like kind of annoying but just makes content. People have been speculating if Chibi is a pedo for years based on how he presents himself online. And it's not just the lolly stuff, Chibi also advocates for stuff like incest. If I were to round up every single degenerate tweet or thing Chibi has said on the internet, this would be a 3-hour-long video. I mean, there was a guy who was reacting to people celebrating that this stuff happened to Chibi, and he went on to say, a man nearly took his own life and this is how you respond, absolute scum. Because I forgot to mention, Chibi went on to say in his I Lost Everything video that after he found out that his fiance cheated on him, that he was thinking about committing, or like he almost committed. But the same guy who tweeted that the people celebrating are absolute scum was then flooded with all the things Chibi has done, and he responds under his same tweet, damn, didn't know Chibi did all that. Same day, by the way. And I'm not telling people they should clown him for it, but it's kind of ironic to tell people that they should care that Chibi almost committed, because Chibi's also the same person who mocked a 17-year-old trans kid who took their own life. He made an entire post mocking the kid, talking about how mentally unwell they were because they were trans. Did I also mention that Chibi advocates for incest? So knowing all this about Chibi, it doesn't really surprise me that many people don't actually feel bad for him. Which is why I said in the beginning of the video that the internet is not your friend and everything doesn't need to be brought to the internet, because
Well, that's kind of based, you know, but at least I'm doing well now.
Honestly don't understand why he brought this to the internet, because all I could imagine is that he would have to expect that many people would be making fun of him.
Y'all are going crazy with the comparisons of Chibi Reviews after his fall off with his fiance cheating on him. So if y'all do not know who Chibi Reviews is, he's a very popular YouTuber who just had his fiance cheat on him with his best friend who he's been friends with for 10 years. Now you might be wondering, why is he getting this hate? Why are people preying on his downfall? This is just the tip of the iceberg. He has an obsession with lollies, number one. He's made videos pro-ICE. He's racist. He's scammed his followers out of $16K. PDF. He's done attacks against other artists. And bro, some of these memes that people are creating are insane. And
yeah, if I receive this type of shit, I'll be depressed forever. And stay broke.
the fact that he's literally gone public saying that he's a fan of NTR. If y'all don't know what NTR is, you can look it up. But yeah, NTR lover got NTR IRL. Insane. You got people saying Chibi Reviews got that Oda level foreshadowing because somebody said, aren't you a cuck, little bro? And he said, having a fiance means I'm a cuck. What? Dude, honestly, some top tier foreshadowing. Chibi got that Oda level foreshadowing. This dude Chibi just needs to get off the internet and just literally never return to social media.
But I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments. What are your opinions on Chibi Reviews?
These guys telling them to leave the internet is giving me a Matthew Smith vibes. At least it's not another black guy this time.
Feel bad for him? Do you not feel bad? Or do you just not care at all? I appreciate you checking out another video, and until then, it's been your boy Corin, and I'm off this.
Alright, so this is another end of this video.